Welcome back to Kombi Life. When we decided to drive around the world in a 50-year-old vintage wagon, we knew that we were embarking on the adventure of a lifetime. We also knew that it was going to be a huge challenge, and no matter how well we prepared for this adventure, there were going to be some days on the road when everything just goes wrong. And today is one of those days. We're attempting to drive around the world, and you guys are invited too, so subscribe and buckle up. It's one heck of a ride. After one of our best adventures ever on the tiny remote island of San Pietro, we're jumping back on a short ferry ride to mainland Sardinia, where the traffic is just terrible.
What does that say? Google Maps stupid.
This kind of road congestion and dodgy navigation are the good kind of problems to have whilst overlanding. Unfortunately, they weren't our only problems.
We have a problem. Do you think I should just put some air in it and see how we go?
Yeah, but then, well, you won't know.
Still some air in it. It's not. Let's just pump it up for a bit and see.
What do you have to pump it up?
Compressor.
Okay.
It's fine if it stays inflated.
Yeah, I know, but it's not gonna stay inflated.
It's probably not going to stay inflated, but I could change the wheel. Have a spare. 10 psi.
It's good for the beach.
It's good for the beach. It's not good for the. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's definitely going down. I thought maybe we could just pump it up and it'd be fine, but there's sorry guys, I'm going to be in need a few minutes.
I can feel the hair.
What is it?
Here?
What
Wait,
what caused the hole?
it's a nail? Something like metal?
Stop, like that. That's it, you just keep your thumb there and we'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can't get it out, I think.
What is it?
Okay, turn more. Can you turn more?
It looks like inside the thread.
For us, after years on the road, we know how important it is to be self-sufficient whilst overlanding. The previous year, we'd been visiting our friends and overland expert Synchro Travels in Germany, who thankfully had shown us how to repair a puncture on the road.
I'm cleaning out of my hola. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so hard.
Come on.
Ooh! Ooh!
Wow. How many punctures you were expecting to have?
I know, look how many I've got. How many have I got there? Like, what is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 40.
40 punctures.
40 punctures, like until you die, basically.
Will that get us around Sardinia? Because this is what, like day 4?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
More?
Yeah, 45. Should be good.
Fixed?
All fixed. I hear nothing, so that should be good. Let's see how that goes. That was actually quicker than the lunch stop. It took us longer to get a sandwich than it did to fix the tyre. Back on the road.
Hands up those of you that travel with an air compressor and a puncture repair kit and know how to repair a puncture on the side of the road in a place where your roadside recovery probably isn't going to come and get you. I'm guessing at least a few of you. But the problem that we encountered next was much more difficult to resolve, and the consequences potentially much more serious. We spent the evening after the puncture in Sardinia's capital city, which I keep calling Cagliari, but is actually called, hang on, let's see what Riccardo said.
Cagliari, 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 Cagliari.
Cagliari. Thanks, Riccardo. There's approximately 155,000 people living in Cagliari, and it's an ancient city with a long history. It's a great place to explore and walk around, but it is not a great place to park.
Very bad situation has developed with our steering coupler, which basically connects our steering wheel to our steering box. Last night, doing some very difficult parallel parking in the main city in Sardinia, Cagliari. I think we've torn very severely the coupler. Connor drove last night, so I didn't notice it until this morning, but yeah, it's really bad, and now we've got to try to gingerly get ourselves back to the other guys at the beach, and hopefully that will be a location where we can sort everything else out from. The hardest part here is going to be locating the part that we need, like it's a very rare part, so yeah, not exactly the adventure we had planned for today, but it's the adventure nonetheless.
So hot.
Well, what are we looking at now?
37.4.
37 inside the Kombi, 40 degrees outside the Kombi, but 5 degrees in our fridge.
I'm going to put the dogs in the fridge pretty soon.
Might have to. Okay, we are going to try to drive the car. That's not desirable because the steering is held on by a thread, so we'll be going very slowly, so if we crash, it'll be a slow crash, hopefully. But we need to get to shade and somewhere where we can do this work and arrange for a part to be collected for us. Fingers crossed.
How's it feeling?
I just don't want to turn. Every time I turn, I feel like the steering's just going to come off. It's scary.
You okay?
No! Doing 60 kilometers an hour, 40 miles an hour, and that already feels way too fast to be crashing. Straight parts are okay. If we're going straight, no problem. Probably. Really hanging on by a thread here.
Oh, that's not a good noise.
Like an elastic band when you like stretch it and it feels like it's about to break. That's what that just felt like just then. It's like you're holding the steering wheel there and it just suddenly goes, stretches like it's about to rip. Still connected. Flipping heck, like don't get off the road in case we hit somebody or something. We've got 2 more minutes and we're at a safe place where we can do the work.
Just got to take a quick second to thank Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video, supporting the channel and keeping our data secure whilst we connect to the internet. I'm a big fan of Surfshark VPN. That's why I've been using it for so long. I use it all the time when I connect to the internet on public Wi-Fi's, especially when I'm out and about traveling and stuff like that. I highly recommend you have a VPN for those purposes. But apart from security, there are some significant benefits of having a VPN which will actually pay for itself. Listen to this. This is a great example. The ferry from France to Sardinia cost 30% cheaper after I connected to a VPN into Italy. Now that's because of price discrimination, and often companies will offer discounted rental cars, hotels, travel, ferries, flights, things like that to certain residents. Whenever I'm booking travel, check on the VPN to see just how cheap could it be if I went to a different country. And using the VPN, I can basically hop to a whole bunch of different servers around the world, and often I save a lot of money. For this ferry, I saved 30%, which was more than the subscription for the VPN in itself in one booking. Anyway, if you haven't got a VPN, I highly recommend Surfshark VPN. It's super easy to use, and one subscription covers unlimited devices. Today, I can offer you 83% off and 3 months free, which is an absolutely fantastic deal, using the code KOMBILIFE. I will link it below in the top line of the description. All right, now on with the adventure.
On the plus side, at least the puncher is, it seems to have held, it's keeping its air. So that's good.
You need some speed of power here.
Have you found it?
This is where it's broken. Can you see here? Any little scratch or tear in that is bad. This is more than a little tear.
Let's see. Oh,
Can you see that?
I can see it now.
So we're going to figure out how to get that off, basically.
What you reading?
The idiot's guide to fix a Volkswagen.
Oh. And what are you wearing?
Nothing.
With temperatures reaching easily 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit before even lunchtime, shade was absolutely necessary for us to carry out this work. Not just for us rolling around in the dirt and for the dogs to get some respite from the insane Sardinian heat, but also for our travel companions who for the second day running had to stop travelling whilst we fixed the Kombi.
I love it when you read something that says like, oh, this job takes an hour and a half. Like, yeah, right.
5 hours
If you've
later.
done 4 of them that morning.
Without going into too much detail, the steering wheel is connected to a shaft and it's connected to a rubber thing here called the steering coupler. Now the steering wheel only connects to one side of that rubber shaft. The other side connects to the steering box, which is where the wheels turn and everything. If that rips, it can become disconnected so you can turn the steering wheel and nothing happens at the wheels. Obviously, that's a disaster.
Look how bad this is. Look, oh my god, we were literally... Oh, I'll show you in a second, that's really bad. That was the thing that was holding our steering together. Any little crack in that is bad. That's literally, that there is what was holding us from crashing. Once that had gone, we'd have been in serious trouble. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we found that. Right, now we just got to see if we can get a spare. It's brand new as well, and a good quality one.
Wonder what broke that.
These guns. These guns parallel parking. Just doesn't know his own strength. Look, that's how strong my brother is. Just parking. That's it. Just parked. No problem for him.
I think the part's that way.
Give me the part, please. The Holy Grail.
Now the real challenge begins. We have to try to find a replacement part.
Apparently, I also have this part, but I never replaced it. Oh, it's the original one. Looks like.
You're going to replace yours now?
As well, yeah, if I have time. I know now how to do it.
Ricardo and Sara went off to see if they could hunt down the part that we'd need. I've looked for more vintage Volkswagen parts in more countries than most people have visited, and I know for a fact that the chances of finding this random 70s vintage part in Sardinia is practically next to none. And sure enough, when Ricardo got to the part shop, the old guy typed into his system the part number and there was nothing in stock. Surprise, surprise. But then he looked at the part and he said, I think I kind of recognise this. Hang on a minute. And he went to the back of the shop, rummaged through some boxes, and at the bottom of one of the boxes, sure enough, he pulled out a rubber piece which looked just like the part that we were looking for. What a stroke of luck.
Okay, it's not going very well. On the way to take the part, we lost the book that we left on the roof. And also I left the handbrake on, so the rear shoe started kind of like burning, let's say. Okay, so but then we have a part, and the good news is that we have it. The bad news is that it's not fitting properly.
Oh.
So we will have to enlarge it somehow. It's gonna be fun, a lot of fun.
Wow. We got it though. What do you think, Ben?
I think it's never going to fit. It's never going to fit. It's never going to fit. What car is this from? A bit of hammer persuasion, we might be able to get this baby in. Man, how can anyone ever travel without a hammer, seriously? Number 2 most important tool in the van after the machete.
We need more bolts, more nuts here, isn't it?
What did you do with the nuts I gave you, Ricardo? Just about managed to squeeze this part on. No idea what vehicle it's from, but it fits just about. I don't expect it to last very long, so I will be changing this out for a better quality part, because this is like a crucial part. Has to be good.
Better than climbing, right?
Not for the first time, and probably not the last time, I can say that we are back on the road.
Better than climbing. What's he on about? Ricardo!
And again, we couldn't have done it without the help from our friends.
Thanks,
I
man.
like it.
Thanks, man.
Different exercise.
How is it?
Don't know, well, is it supposed to wobble that much?
Now we're pushing north through Sardinia and up in elevation in pursuit of a proper adventure. But that is a story for next time.
I'm a little embarrassed.
I don't want to show this.
Yeah, we shouldn't be showing
No,
this. No.
no.
We
Cover it.
finished this job perfectly and have rescued ourselves. We are so self-sufficient and wonderful. We should all be congratulated. There's beers, which no doubt I'll be buying. We are unable to get the plastic thing onto the shaft, unfortunately. It's being a real pig. So we're resolving the situation with some of Ricardo's cardboard and some sticky tape. Should be fine. That's exactly what you want your steering to be held together with. It's cardboard and sticky tape. Where did you learn this trick, Ricardo? You've been to Mexico too, haven't you? This is a Mexican trick.
Happy?
Happy as I'm gonna get. Thanks for all your help, guys.
We did it. We did it.
Let's go for a swim.
Yeah, you got it.
Go for a swim.
Oh,
Yeah,
filthy.
well done.